This episode of the Grand Rising Show was brought to you by Autochthonous Assembly, where the real work gets done. Autochthonous Assembly is a gathering of the minds that do the work. Now, for many of our first-time subscribers and first-time visitors, you may be wondering who Autochthonous Assembly are. You can find this information about our mission statement and our core values on the website at autochthonousassembly.com/about. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising up Indigenous American voices by using genealogy, also known as family history, or your family tree, which is the study of families and the tracing of their lineages and history. Genealogists use oral interviews, historical records, genetic analysis, and other records to obtain information about a family and to demonstrate kinship and pedigrees of its members. Our core values are the foundation of our company, which is essential to our success and serve as a lens through which we evaluate every business decision. Those core values are, but are not limited to, integrity, which is knowing and doing what is right; respect, which is treating others the way you want to be treated; responsibility, which is embracing opportunities to contribute; and servant leadership, which is serving the common good. Now, at Autochthonous Assembly, we have a couple of goals here. And our first goal and foremost of the reason why we do everything that we do is to ensure that we help you do your genealogy and connect back to your tribe and find out where you are from. Everything that we do from the standpoint of the Grand Rising Show and all the information that's posted on the website is dedicated to that one specific purpose, helping you find your genealogy, find your relatives, find your family so that you will know exactly who you are. And if you choose to, tie back into your tribe, whether that tribe is a Native American tribe, an American Indian tribe, whether it's allowing you to determine which house in Africa that you belong to, or what clan of Scandinavia or Europe or France that you belong to. Either way, our goal is to do just that, help you find out who you are so you know exactly where to start. We are not here to tell you who you are, and we're not here to tell you who you are not. We're just here to help you discover your beginnings. Another one of our missions is to help you become financially independent so that you can help your generations for the next 7 generations and be able to put a stable foundation for you and your relatives. And if you should choose to use this information that we provide free of charge to help not only yourself, but your community and your tribe, then we will do everything in our power to make sure that gets done as well. And remember, our goal here is to make sure that we help you get exposed to this information to put you in the best situation possible. So now what I'm going to do now is return it back over to the panel to see if there was anything I missed, and I will go ahead and get set up so we can get ready and get digging into this information. Panel, take it away.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.
Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Hold on, okay. Uh-oh. That ain't good. So y'all say something? They can't hear y'all right now. Dang, nabbit. Nah, it's on my end. Of course it's on my end. Give me a second. Let me see. No, when I changed the output, it changed. Let's see. Oh, I know what I need to do. Give me one moment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women of all ages, I have to add this in. Because I'm using a USB output, not an audio output. Give me a second. Audio input capture, audio output capture. Let me see. See if that works. If not, I just have to use the old audio. That's what happens when you try new stuff. Boom. We gonna do this again. Yeah. Let me do this. Properties. There we go. Give me a mic check.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Michael Checker. Michael Checker.
Did you say Michael Checker? He said a Michael Checker. There we go. Give me a mic check. Okay. Grand Rising, everybody in the chat. Grand Rising to everybody on the. Please forgive me, y'all. I did my best to imitate Bones and pull an all-nighter, and I am not doing good at this. Grand Rising to Grand
Yeah, woo gal, go down.
Grand Rising to the solid majority. Oh, the Tigers Assembly solid majority. Grand Rising. We appreciate y'all. Grand Rising to the new subscribers and the new registrants on the YouTube channel and to the new registrants on the website. Oh gosh, this is gonna be good this rising. Y'all have no idea. I am loopy. I ain't talking about fiasco. Yeah, to the best chat on planet Earth, on the websites, on all websites and platforms, and on YouTube. Peace, 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 peace. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Woo! Man, oh man. We did it. I did it, y'all. We made it true.
Yay, we did it.
What we do? What happened? Never mind.
Giving you congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate you. So let's go ahead and do this roll call. Hopefully everybody ready. Grand Rising Bones, Grand Rising, Big Nelson, Grand Rising, Big Hulk, Grand Rising, Celestial Love, Grand Rising, Copper Colored Ancestor, Grand Rising, That Boy Wig, Grand Rising, Feathered Dragon. Can a dragon have feathers? I don't know. Anyway, Grand Rising Joe 47, Grand Rising Michael Harris Brown Cheek, aka the YouTube Sniper. Grand Rising Nature's Void, Grand Rising Ohio Player. Appreciate you calling in yesterday. It's always a pleasure to hear from y'all and all the good things that y'all doing. You and KD. Grand Rising Original Tillers, Grand Rising Pamela Hall, aka my favorite foreman, named Pamela Hall. Grand Rising Phoenix Rose, aka Big Rames. Grand Rising Tiny Ofo Fofo. Grand Rising to Carrie Bay. Grand Rising to Copper Indio. Grand Rising to who was some? Oh, come on, man. Grand Rising to what that boy name is? Can't get right. A no sellout. That's it. Grand Rising to Bones. Grand Rising to Gabby Gabs. Grand Rising to everybody. I forgot that Gabby's not gonna let me forget, so she gonna say Grand Rising to, and then she gonna tell me I forgot to make me say it, even though I want to.
I told you, push through the first 24 hours, and after that, it's autopilot. Smooth sailing.
Says you.
Once you get a calmness that goes through your body that's abnormal, you know you're good.
See, calmness and abnormal, that's an oxymoron. like a military intelligence.
No, it's like one of those.
And a jumbo shrimp. Come on, we can't do that.
It's that moment when you're like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm good though.
That don't even sound right.
I'm telling you.
Bones, did you hear that?
Bones understands.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Bones be putting Tired in the headlock, and he be stiff arming the sleep monster, and the Sandman be in the corner crying. He won't listen. He won't listen. I'll lose my job. Okay, I'm done.
Well, you still forgot Joe 47.
I said Grand Rising Joe 47.
Did you say Grand Rising the Do Division?
Grand Rising the Division. Nope, didn't do that.
But what about Copper India?
I said Grand Rising the Copper Indio and Curry Bay.
What about Oak Cliff?
Nope.
What about Golden Moon?
Yeah, I said KD.
Okay, you did.
Me and my mama. No, I'm just playing.
What about David Carey?
David Corey.
David Corey. You know what I meant, dang it. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention.
I know what you said. I don't know what you
I was
meant.
just checking.
Only you know what you. No, ma'am.
But she done renamed David every riser so far.
Yep, David Carey. She gonna put him in Carey Bay family. Use a Carey dag navigar, stone it all. Joe 47 says she gonna make sure you call everybody. Everybody. That's why I say Grand Rising everybody. Cause Gabby ain't playing. She quit school because of recess.
Ooh, you forgot Whitewater Rider.
Whitewater Rider, Grand Rising Whitewater Rider. That's a tongue twister. Good thing I'm not Asian.
Wait, did you do Nature's Void?
Yes, I did. I get the feeling you don't be listening to me.
I don't think everybody shows up on my screen the way they show up on your screen. Like I don't know if you're doing it like in a row. Like,
what I'm doing is I'm reading the public chat room from where people log in. So.
Yeah, like yours doesn't. I don't think mine shows in the same order as yours.
Mine's in alphabetical order. Yes, it is. It is.
Well, then you read outside of alphabetical.
I read outside. I haven't been outside yet.
Yeah.
No, really, I
You know
haven't.
what I meant.
I know what you said.
I said it that way. I said it that way so you can comprehend it. Dang it.
That's what we doing. So, okay. So everybody in the chat, throw some ones up if y'all can hear everybody clearly, and we coming true. Are we supposed to?
Why you sound
Fan and everyone in the chat. Peace is rising. Glad you all made it.
And if that person is imitating no sellout, if you could just turn your voice up or your volume up, ha, because I can't hear you.
why you sound like you're on a walkie-talkie right now?
You said, why I sound like I'm on a walkie-talkie?
Yes, why do you sound like you're on a walkie-talkie? Is that my speaker? What's going on, man?
No, I changed headphones.
Oh, you need to stop.
Huh?
No. No, you know what? It's actually clear. It's just a different sound. It's clear.
Yeah.
I almost cussed again. Damn it.
What? Dude. Hold on. So, check this out. I ain't really had no sleep.
Okay, so it's gonna be one of them days.
Man, listen. I said to everybody, I tried to do a bones, and it is not looking good for the home team right now. Let me tell you.
Hey, TMH, why you got one sock on?
Huh? Because I can't find the other one.
You got an Adidas sock on and the dress sock in the corner. What are you doing at the
Huh? You don't understand. I told you, it's not looking good for the home team right now.
I hear it.
See? And Gabby not helping. She making it worse.
She's not supposed to. That's the thing. That's not Gabby. Gabby only helps the people in the chat. She don't help this panel. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, Gabby.
I don't even.
Can you mean that in the nicest way possible?
No, that was
It's
just
similar to what I
fine.
be doing. It's called
Dang,
being
I got
difficult.
rope marks. I just got clothesline.
My bad.
Night Train Lane, the best cornerback to ever play in the league.
Or Terry, the office linebacker.
Ooh, oh, y'all remember them?
Oh man, we gotta find them videos.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Bones. You know what we need to do? And you know when I say we, I mean you. We need some more. We need some sound bites, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bones like, you know what? That's why Bones go on mute so much. Bones like, you know, I'm not talking to you right now. That's how Bones put us in timeout. He go on mute. Y'all know that, right?
He gonna pull a doo-doo vision and just hang up. Man, he just hung up. Ask him to do something again. He gonna hang up.
Guado, click. Like what? Speaking of doo-doo vision, he is dropping them knowledge pellets. And I feel sorry for whoever they got on his bad side. That's all I gotta say about that right there. Yeah.
Uh-oh,
what? What? What happened?
Somebody gonna get it.
Yeah, they go on get it, cause they done messed up now. They didn't drop their gun when it burst through the window.
And the little old lady picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got this, baby.
What's this?
What is this? What you doing with this? What you doing in my house?
So I know everybody got a chance to listen to Chief Warhorse last night again.
Man, listen. Yeah, I heard it. And sounds like as much as I hate to say it, Kalanago is down with he mocking them.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if Kalanago came out with a video to explain that picture, but
Well, he's supposed to come out on the video the other day when we told him he can call in and
yeah, I don't.
I think he posted like 2 other videos since then. So I don't know.
And ain't none of them addressed. I don't think any of them addressed.
I mean, I ain't watching, but the title didn't show me nothing that it was addressing any addresses.
Joe 47 can't hear. You can't hear. You don't hear us, Joe 47.
Mic check. HTTR. Mic check. Joe 47.
He said HTTR.
Hey, now you can't repeat that. You might be from the area, but you a traitor.
I'm a traitor. I'm disloyal kitten. See how that works.
Shout out to Giovanni. Oh, also, Nikki Giovanni said we ain't getting no work done today. She can see it.
We gonna get some work done because Bones gonna make sure of it.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So,
I'll work, baby.
Oh man. Ooh.
Thank you for that, Gabby. I appreciate it. I was thinking that you said.
No, but my question still is, how are these people still around? Especially all the information that's coming out on what their actions are. There should be a channel around where these people can go. There shouldn't be a neighborhood around where they should go. I mean, this is wow.
Well, what it boils down to, and this is just my perception, this is what I've seen, there are more people tied to HEMOC and these band of frauds than the community is letting on. Because there's still been some names that have not been called yet that Bones, you and I both know that are part of that. So I'm just going to wait for those receipts to drop. And then they'll tell me what I need to know, first off. Because some of those people came to us almost a year ago. And yeah.
It's like a backwards Robin Hood. A backwards Robin Hood story.
Yeah, instead of Robin Hood, it is a Robin Hood because they are robbing the hood. They robbing us.
Right. That's just it's kind of like a backwards Robin Hood story.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what names drop. And if names don't get dropped, then that'll tell me exactly everything I need to know. That'll tell me why these people are allowed to be in this community, because they're doing to us what the government did to the Indians, creating false sides, making people think that there's some enemies when they really aren't.
Ooh, me and No Sellout, we've been talking about it. We got some stuff to read today.
Wait, what? Oh, I know. So you heard that right.
Okay, wait. Let me read this one now. Can I?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within.
Macadon one says there's a whole heap of scam you graduates up here.
A whole heap.
Michael Harris Brown Cheek says people love being scammed and people like blank and blank fund them. And you know what? Those are two of the names I'm gonna wait to see gets called. Those two of the names. They ain't the only ones, but we gonna see what happens. Ohio Plains is controlled opposition. So yeah, we gonna wait and see, cause that's gonna be very telling. Very telling. But it's all good. We just gonna wait for it to play out. But hopefully everybody's liking and sharing the video that Phoenix Moon put out yesterday with Chief Wars. And you know, it's sad that you have supposed men that are taking advantage of the community and attacking women that are mothers, wives, sisters, aunts, cousins, and everybody think it's okay. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that you have these men doing it, or that there are men in the community that's allowing it to happen and participating on the sidelines watching it happen and not stopping it. I think that's the worst part.
Yeah.
But as history has shown us, just because you are a male, that don't make you a man. So.
Got another one. The truth of the matter is that you always know the right thing to do. The hard part is doing it.
Facts.
Crazy.
And we're going to continue to call out the scammers, the fakes, the frauds, the snakes. So if you come around here and continually trying to promote that, what appears to be sovereign, constitutionalist, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And shout out to Bones and them for dropping in another video that clarifies that this common law crap, BS, is not sanctioned, is not legal, is not correct, is not right, is not good for our community. So for those of you who want to promote that, just know, like I told you before, I'll help the FBI come to your door. I will escort them. So don't let me find out.
Yeah, and I hope a lot of people caught the one on do Indians pay taxes. And I do understand that the people in there don't look like the majority of us. But the main reason why I played it so people can get the information correct, that ever since the Snyder Act, Indians have been considered United States citizens and they do pay taxes. Just hopefully that'll clarify out some more things. So
exactly.
Who's looking up today? The 24th Infantry?
Mm-hmm.
You put the link in the chat?
Yes, I have not.
Oh, okay.
You like that, didn't you? You like that? You like
I
that?
did. That was, yeah.
Bam! Got your ass, Charles. Shout out. Grand Rising, Golden Moon, aka KD. Yeah. I was told to give you a shout out earlier. We ain't gonna call no names, Gabby.
KD, it's the way it should be.
Y'all should have been on that call. When I say y'all, I say the panel. Golden Moon and Ohio Player know what we talking about. Gabby will shut a conversation down. Gabby can shut a conversation down. Lickety split.
That's not true.
Have you go on that silent mirror? But
That's true.
that's not true? Okay.
That's not true.
All right.
That's not necessarily.
That's not necessarily true,
That's not necessarily true.
but it is a fact though, huh?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a fact. It could be a type of knowing, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a fact. I
Okay.
can't control what other people do.
You cannot control what other people do, but you can control how uncomfortable they feel when they doing it. How about that?
I'm done. Okay, so that shouldn't have been uncomfortable. That was a childhood moment that I was remembering and sharing and letting them know that because of two experiences in my life, they will always be remembered.
So KD and Ohio Player, y'all can come on in onto the panel when y'all get a chance, and
Oh, no.
we can talk about that.
No.
Well, why not? Why not? Why all of a sudden? Why you?
I mean, no.
Why
Okay,
you being
look.
like MC
Okay, yes.
Shy
No. We can talk about
You
it.
don't want to
I'm
be tough.
15.
You don't want to be tough.
I remember things based off of connection.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You just know how to ruin stuff. I
I'm gonna help you out, Gabby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bones.
Mm-hmm.
She was shuffling all over the starting block. She was never gonna get the gate.
Yeah, you know I won't help her. And then you notice how
Yeah.
double cousin just went on milk, right? He didn't help her out neither way. He
Was
didn't
he,
dig it.
wait, he was on. I don't. Was he on the? He was on the call.
Well, yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah. I'm glad he wasn't, because he would have probably chimed in on you and helped you out.
Now, what didn't happen?
No.
Now you come off mute. Mm-hmm.
You would have dug that spoon deeper in my chest.
My bad. Shout out to Giovanni.
Well, I turned it. Look, they're two positive memories. So okay.
They're positive for you.
Remember positive.
I don't know if either of them positive for KD or Ohio player. I'm just saying.
Okay, for me in March, I now have a positive memory that I won't ever forget. You know, and
anybody else.
You know what? Just look. Bone said next. Dang it. Go to something next.
Go to something next. Go to something next. I don't know if I said
Fall asleep?
Nah, I didn't fall asleep, but I was...
I heard breathing like, wait a minute.
Nah.
You know, Gabby, them so long pauses today. You're gonna have to be checking on your boy.
You're gonna have to check on him.
Do we have a notification or anything that we can chime in his ear?
We got a little bell.
Jumping.
I'm up. I was right here. I was just looking at the back of my eyes, my eyelids.
Really? This will be done. Alright, sorry about that.
What does that mean?
What mean?
Michael Harris Brown Cheeks. What does that mean?
What, his name or what he said? Because I ain't in the chat.
Okay. So the statement or the.
Oh, they basically just saying some of the titles that he go by proves that he's still a Moor. He's still coming from the standpoint of a Moor, basically using that sovereign doctrine.
Really interesting. I didn't know that. Well, thank you, Michael Harris Brown Cheek. Yay! I learned something new today.
MHBC.
What?
MHBC.
MHBC. Oh,
yeah, Michael Harris Brown Cheek. Really?
I forgot who I was talking to. Yeah.
The YouTube assassin, the YouTube sniper. That's what we're gonna call him.
You would ruin.
Yeah, for real. You just see him packing up the case at the end of the stream.
Big Nelson says, "TMH, get them Z's in." Look,
who's on the rooftop?
Anybody doing that?
Look, every time he do a sound effect, he get them Z's in. Like, let's go ahead and punch this clock. Are we back? We live?
Gabby, you laughing just a little bit too hard on that one. That's okay.
No shit.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you, Bones.
I put the link in there already. Thanks, Bones.
You think you did?
Yeah.
What happened?
When I say I mean him.
What happened? No, it's in there. Matter of fact, I can tell you where it is.
Oh, it's in there. We all see it there, Nate. That don't prove that you put it.
Okay, if you look up under Golden Moon's Grand Rising to Americans, you who know who they are, it's right up under there. Right before Joe 47 says Boss Hog and Gabby. Mm-hmm.
Well, I noticed Bones, and I mean,
You know what? That's all right. I don't care.
Oh, you heard that? I thought you heard Gabby. What you talking about?
I heard everybody.
Even the mayor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is new. Okay. This is a different link. I thought we were continuing. You know what? It's a different link and I'm reading. So let me know when you want me to read.
You deaf up.
Oh, you deaf up.
Mm-mm. I'm sleep. Get it right. Let's go.
Try wake.
Nope.
All right, so I'm reading.
Read.
All right. The 24th Infantry Regiment was a unit of the United States Army, active from 1869 until 1951, and again from 1995 until 2006, and was primarily made up of African American soldiers.
Stop.
Not in no 1869, they wasn't.
Why not? So you saying they didn't use the term African American? What year was this?
1869.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't remember that being on the census. The census? All right, I'm gonna move.
You know what? I mean, it says until 1951, so I'm wondering if there was like, no, that's not a good joke. But I think there was.
No, they integrated them. Remember, they integrated them after that.
Yeah, 1958 is when integration took place.
1958?
Yes, but that was the 10th Cavalry. Remember, you had the 9th and the 10th Cavalry when they was the best soldiers on horses. This is an infantry unit. So infantry means you're on foot. You're the foot soldiers. You're what they call the grunts.
Right.
So this is a different group of Buffalo soldiers. So I don't know when they integrated these gentlemen. Because it says, and again in 1995 until 2006, it was primarily made up of African American soldiers. So I guess they'll talk about when they were integrated, I guess. But I wanted to reiterate that African American could not have been a term used to discuss their nationality or ethnicity, because there was not an option to choose African American on the census or be recognized as African American until 2000.
And Jesse was not alive in 18. What was the year again?
1869.
So this is 1,000 to 5,500 men. Okay. Regiment is 1 to 5,500.
Mm-hmm.
And this is okay.
A lot of people, huh?
Just reading.
Yes, please continue.
Okay. The regiment is notable for serving their country when systemic racism was overt. Wait. The regiment is notable for serving their country when systemic racism was overt, and when black troops were treated as second class due to segregation. Keep reading?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. The 24th Infantry Regiment, one of the Buffalo Soldier regiments, was organized on the 1st of November, 1869. From the 38th U.S. from the 38th U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment, formed the 24th of July, 1866, and the 41st U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment formed the 27th of July, 1866.
Stop. So, you see how they slid that in there? Now maybe I missed it when we read about the 9th and the 10th Cavalry, but I'm not missing this one. 38th U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment, formed 24 July 1866, and the 41st U.S. Colored Infantry. So not only do you have the 9th Cavalry, the 10th Cavalry, the 24th Infantry, the 25th Infantry, you also have now the 38th U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment and the 41st U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment. So you're talking about 2 additional regiments of over 3,000 men per.
Yep. Who was the military again?
Hold up. Count them up for me one more again, sir.
Well, thanks to Gabby. Go ahead, Gabby. You got it.
Go ahead, Gabby.
Okay, so the chart that we pulled yesterday, basically, okay, we'll go to squad. Squad consists of 5 to 14 people, platoon 15 to 45 people, a company or a squadron consists of 80 to 150 people, a battalion is 300 to 800 people, a regiment consists of 1,000 to 5,500 people, and a division is 10,000 to 2,500 people.
A whole lot of Indians.
So when they're so based off of the chart that we pulled yesterday, all these regiments that they're talking about, it's anywhere from 1,000 to 5,500 people, which that's still a lot of numbers to add all these regiments together.
And they're piecemealing the regiments, but they're making it seem like it's a by the way situation, but it goes to show that the majority of the military were the Indians. More specifically, the Seminole Indians or the Alabama, as Ohio player put in the chat over 3 minutes ago. So this is not a small unit. This is a large unit of individuals who contributed mightily to the United States Army. Matter of fact, I'm going to read about the 38th U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment, which was formed July 1866. I'm sorry. Go ahead, you good.
No, I was just going to say, 1866 is when the Civil Rights Act was established. Actually, July in 1866, right?
It was actually 1865, but that's close enough.
Well, okay.
I mean, if I'm wrong,
No.
You
talking about the Byron Allen year?
Yes.
No, that's the
Civil Rights Act.
That's the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah, that's the Civil Rights Act. Yeah.
That's what she was asking about.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
We know we with you. We got you.
Yeah.
We're working on 60%. We got you. Maybe even 50.
Don't do that.
We working together? Yeah.
Don't give me no gun.
You take 20, Gabby. I take 20.
The 38th United States Colored Infantry Regiment was an African-American unit of the Union Army during the American Civil War. See that? They fought against their own peoples. So that means they were instrumental in enforcing the Confiscation Act of 1861. So you see how they did this? It says the 38th United States Colored Infantry Regiment was an African American unit of the Union Army during the American Civil War. When did the American Civil War get started?
1861.
Why does it say they were active in 1864?
Okay, so what are you saying, Tina? What are you saying? Are you saying? No, what are you saying? I don't want to say what you're saying.
They
Civil War was
activated
over 1863, wasn't it?
So they're basically saying they was instrumental in the Civil War, but they say they got started. They say they got started and they was active in 1864. But right up here it says, if I click on the 24th Infantry, it says they got formed in 1866. After the Civil War was over. That don't make sense. I got one thing to say about that.
Why you always lying?
That's all I got to say about that. Why you always lying? That don't make any sense. But, it is what it is. It says, a part of the United States Colored Troops. The regiment saw action in Virginia during the war and later served on the Texas frontier. Virginia engagement. The 38th was composed of men from St. Mary's County, Maryland, both free black tenant farmers, men who had escaped slavery, in combination with many Virginia men who had been liberated from slavery by the Union Army. So, that word slavery. After yesterday, thanks, Bones. Slavery has a whole new meaning. Slavey. Right? They escaped slavery? Did they escape that tribe? Or were they Indians that walked off the farm? What happened? What kind of slavery we talking about? No.
If you escape from the South, fear your life, why would you pick up arms to go back? Knowing that if you get spotted, you'll be considered a slave. There's something wrong with this story.
Yeah, it is. But I'll continue to read. These two contingents constituted the 38th United States Colored Troops Regiment, which was organized in Virginia on January 23, 1864, and then subsequently served first at Norfolk and Portsmouth in the Department of Virginia, and then served in North Carolina until 1864, after which it was involved in operations against Petersburg and Richmond for the remainder of the war. So wait a minute. It was organized in Virginia on January 23, 1864, and then subsequently served first at Norfolk and Portsmouth in the Department of Virginia, then served in North Carolina until 1864. So how did it get formed in Virginia, serve in Norfolk and Portsmouth, and then serve until 1864 in North Carolina? You see that? You can't be at the two places at the same time. You can't be at Norfolk and in Virginia. Norfolk and North Carolina at the same time.
Maybe it's the overlap.
What you mean it's the overlap?
Well, because we've learned that North Carolina used to be bigger. Virginia, like the territories or what they had lined out. So maybe, I'm not saying for sure, I'm saying maybe when they're referencing back and forth, they're referencing back and forth to what used to be Virginia and what used to be North Carolina.
That's something to think about. Alright, I'll rock with that. For now. Next paragraph reads, the regiment participated in engagement at Chaffin's Farm on September 29th through September 30th, Deep Bottom on October 1st, and Fair Oaks on October 27th through October 28th, 1864. They are in a lot of places in 1864. So basically, this regiment was broke up, looks like, in these spaces. Because there is no way this one regiment could have been in all these places.
Yeah, they would have to split them up.
Because you are only at Shefflin's Farm for one day. And then you at Deep Bottom on October 1st. And then Fair Oaks on October 27th and October 28th in 1864. So you only there for a day. That don't make any sense. Pamela Hall says, I found one of my great-grandfathers had to be paid back for feeding and giving supplies to them, but I forgot the year. Wow. Pamela Hall be finding all kinds of stuff about her family. That's because she be doing her genealogy, dagnabbit.
She be on it.
She be on the dog on it. 3 Medal of Honor awardees. 3 members of the 38th. William H. Barnes, James H. Harris, and Edward Ratcliffe were awarded the Medal of Honor for their actions at Shaffin's Farm. The unit then served in the trenches north of James River until the fall of Richmond in April 1865. The 38th occupied Richmond on April 3, 1865, and continued duty in the Department of Virginia through the end of the war and into May. So William H. Barnes, James H. Harris, and Edward Ratcliffe received the Medal of Honor for their actions on Shaffin's Farm, which constituted just one day. I'm just saying. That's all. Texas. The 38th was moved to Texas between May 24th and June 6, 1865, where it would stay for the rest of its service. The unit saw duty at various points along the Rio Grande in the southern portion of the state, including Brownsville and Brazos Santiago, as well as at Indianola and Galveston on the Gulf Coast. Let's see what it reads about the mustering out total loss. The 38th was mustered out on January 25th. 1867, after 3 years of existence, the regiment lost a total of 237 men during its service. 1 officer and 42 enlisted men were killed or mortally wounded, and 2 officers and 192 enlisted men died of disease. Ruh-roh. Could that be smallpox? Will they turn them into Africans? I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm.
He said small pots.
Mm-hmm.
He put it on a small stove.
Pox, not pots.
Oh, my bad.
Partner. The 38th USCT, which stands for the United States Color Troop, is not to be confused with the 38th Infantry Regiment, which was first established on 28th July 1866 as part of the regular army. One of the 6 segregated all-black regiments created following the Civil War. So wait a minute. Pause.
That's a minimum of over 6,000 so-called colored troops at the least.
So there is the 38th United States Colored Troops and the 38th Infantry Regiment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another set of Seminoles.
You see what they said? 6 regiments at a minimum of 1,000 men apiece. At like I said, a minimum of 6,000 Indians. That's at the lowest.
Michael Harris Bronk. Cheek says, I got James H. Harris in my tree. Ruh-roh. So when you're looking for James H. Harris, make sure you look under the 38th United States Colored Troop and not look under the 38th Infantry Regiment. Because there's a difference. Is it me or are we starting to find more Indians in the military?
A whole lot of.
So it says one of 6 segregated all-black regiments created following the Civil War. It was organized on 1 October of the year at Jefferson Barracks, Missouri, and was stationed in New Mexico Territory and along the transcontinental railroads then under construction. We know they were Buffalo Soldiers because they were also protecting the railroads. What didn't the Buffalo Soldiers do, aka the Seminoles? On 15 March 1869, the 38th was consolidated with the 41st Infantry Regiment and redesignated as the 24th Infantry Regiment. It was consolidated with the 41st Infantry Regiment. Let's click to see who this 41st is. The 41st Infantry Regiment is a regiment of the United States Army. Its first battalion is currently assigned to the 2nd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division. Its 3rd Battalion is assigned to the 1st Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 1st Armored Division. 41st United States Colored Infantry Regiment, another Colored Infantry Regiment. The 41st United States Colored Infantry Regiment was one of 6 segregated regiments, 2 cavalry and 4 infantry, created in 1866 following the American Civil War to provide an African-American participation in the defense of the United States. It was consolidated in the 1869 with the 38th Colored Infantry Regiment to form the 24th Colored Infantry Regiment. It is not related to the current 41st Infantry Regiment. Y'all hear this?
What was funny is they trying to tell you 1866, but they fought in the Indian Wars.
Michael Hayes Brown Chief says, "Gotcha. I got relatives serving the world now." Yeah, we all do. Shout out to all those soldiers that are serving our country, man. Men and women. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger the more I click. Significant dates. Constituted 1861, 07-28 in regular army as a 41st United States Colored Infantry Regiment. Organized 1866, December 25th at Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Consolidated 1869, May 15th with the United States Colored Infantry Regiment. Consolidated units redesignated as 24th Infantry. So when they say consolidated, they added them, so that means the regiments are actually bigger than what they're giving credit for.
Lumped them all into one group.
So instead of them being 5,000, you talking about the regiments are now grown to 10,000. Okay. This is crazy. So I stopped at the 38th U.S. Colored Infantry Regiment. So Gabby, are you able to read the next part of the 24th Infantry history?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I am.
Jesus.
Under the original link, right?
Yes, the original link.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that one, that part.
Okay, I got you. All the enlisted soldiers were black, either veterans of the U.S. colored troops or freedmen. From its activation to 1898, the 24th Infantry served throughout the western United States. Its mission included garrisoning.
You can write garrisoning.
Okay. Frontier posts, battling American Indians, protecting roadways against bandits, and guarding the border between the United States and Mexico.
Stop.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
When it talks about the Buffalo Soldiers battling against American Indians, After pulling what we pulled yesterday and reading, what we read yesterday, my question is now is what were they possibly using to distinguish between one category of Indians versus another category of Indians, if that makes sense?
So at this time, according to what we've been reading, the Buffalo Soldiers were fighting on the side of the colonizer, at this time the United States.
Okay.
And remember, this is a war. This is the United States versus the Southern Indians. So you got the United States, you have the Seminoles, you also have the Plains Indians, you also have the Cherokee, because not all Cherokee were Plains.
Right.
You also have some of the Iroquois fighting the Southern Indians.
Okay.
So all these forces are fighting the Southern Indians.
Okay.
So when they say American Indians, they're talking about the Southern Indians.
Okay.
So it's Indian versus Indian.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's just really, it's interesting to see when it's.
And then Pamela Hall brought up a good point. He says how you distinguish them is what they was wearing. The Buffalo Soldiers were wearing Union blue.
Mm-hmm.
And the Southern Indians were wearing red.
Bloods and Crips.
Basically. Ooh, that's a good one. I never thought of that. Darn. Indian versus Indian all over again. Bloods and Crips. Wow, that's a good observation.
I'll tell you later. I have my own analogy on what I saw growing up, the difference between the two.
Say it again.
I said, I'll tell you later. I have my own analogy on what I saw growing up, the difference between the two.
Right, because you grew up in California where it got started.
Yeah.
Were you ever on Crenshaw?
Yeah. I lived on 110th and Crenshaw.
What? I don't know what that is. I'm just saying.
They
What?
got like a 3-story Walmart on Crenshaw. I remember going on that Walmart. It was weird. It had an escalator and stairs and an elevator. Man, what kind of Walmart is this?
Ohio player says gangster disciples versus vice lords. Pamela Hall says they be putting our history out and we don't be recognizing. That's for real. Big Nelson says Southside, but we love everybody. Yeah, we was having a conversation about the South and Florida. Don't get it twisted. Florida ain't nothing to play with. It's Southern, but there ain't no slouches. Let's around get more than your feelings hurt.
Ain't no slavies, no slobbies.
Alright, Spanish-American War. Hold on. Hold on. No, I stopped. No, hold on.
Yes, you stopped. You had a point to make.
Yeah. They were, it said their mission including garrisoning the frontier posts. And basically what that means is you had those forts. They had to protect the people that were in those forts. They were battling American Indians. They were protecting roadways against bandits. Who were the bandits? The American Indians. Guarding the border between the United States and Mexico. What work they doing? That's the reason why there were so many of them. And when we have time, basically when Dudovision has time, I would love to hear his take on my opinion because I can't prove it. But my opinion is that these Seminoles were doing what they'd always been doing. And my take on it is this: that the Seminoles, aka the Buffalo Soldiers were always our military and they were always our police force. They were the ones that, made sure the Indians had some get right. Big Nelson says, also, don't start none, won't be none. Yeah. So that's my perspective on that. And I can't wait to talk to either some chiefs or Doodle Vision.
I mean, it would make sense. The U.S. government it would make sense. The U.S. government hired them as the army.
And for the record, I want to put something out there. Because we're talking about chiefs. And we know that Chief Warhorse is a chief by lineage. And I don't know if y'all caught this when y'all was listening to Doodle Vision. But he's also a chief by lineage. He just doesn't use a title. Was I the only one that caught that? Anybody? Can y'all hear me? Can I be heard?
Yes, you can.
Okay. No, I didn't say can I kick it. But anyway, thank you, Gabby. But like I was saying, Doodle Vision, his lineage, he comes from a line of chiefs. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But he don't claim his title as chief, but he comes from a line of chiefs. Just want y'all to know that. I didn't miss that. I hope ain't nobody else missed that either. So Big Nelson says he sound like a chief to me. I know, right? But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. All right, so we are at the Spanish-American War. So, Gabby Cavs.
All right. The year 1898 saw the 24th Infantry deployed to Cuba as part of the U.S. Expeditionary Force in the Spanish-American War. Elements of the 24th participated in the storming of the Spanish fortress in the Battle of El Caney. At the climactic Battle of San Juan Hill, under the command of Emerson H. Lipscomb, supported by intensive fire from the Gatling gun detachment. Man.
Yeah, I know you saw that, right? Hold on, stop. The Gatling gun detachment. This is what caused the Indians to say, you know what? I don't want to play no more. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, let's click on the Gatling gun, shall we? Thank you for pausing it.
I don't know. Every time I see Gatling gun in anything that we read or any, it's just like, man.
Hold on. Gatling gun detachment. It just sends me to
John Henry Parker.
Yeah, aka Gatling gun Parker. He's a commander of the Gatling gun detachment. So let's see what a Gatling gun is. Let me do this.
Click on Gatling gun?
Yeah. No, I clicked on Gatling gun detachment, but it didn't.
If you go under that where it says Gatling gun should be highlighted to click on.
Yeah, there you go. See, you alright with me, Gabby. I don't care what no sellout say about you.
You know I'm a follow. I go off tangents.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this. A Gatling gun. This is your first machine gun for all those that are not familiar with munitions. A Ohio player says crank gun. That's right, Ohio player, machine gun. Nah, Big Nelson, I ain't no chief. I am not a chief. I'm a lot of things. I ain't no chief. The Gatling gun is one of the best known early rapid-fire spring-loaded hand-cranked weapons and a forerunner to the modern machine gun and rotary cannon invented by Richard Gatling. We know good and well he ain't invented no machine gun. We know better than that. Who do you think invented the machine gun? I'ma tell you. I bet you it was one of them Seminoles. What y'all think?
That's heavy.
I bet you it was a Seminole. I'm gonna bet either Seminole or Natchitoches or Natchez.
That's still heavy. You know?
Mm-hmm. And here's the funny thing, it said it saw occasional use by the Union forces during the American Civil War in the 1960s, which was the first time it was employed in combat. It was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, 1860.
What'd I say?
19.
Oh, dang, thanks. In 1860s, which was the first time it was employed in combat. It was later used in numerous military conflicts, including the Boshin War and the Anglo-Zulu War, and the assault on San Juan Hill during the Spanish-American War.
Pause, breaks, emergency breaks.
Hold on, let me hit the sound effects. Hold on. Sound effects. Hold on.
The Anglo-Zulu War.
Nap time for teammates. Hold on.
Anglo-Zulu War. And I already clicked on the link too.
Took a nap, y'all.
I ain't take no nap. Stop that.
Oh, you can't prove that.
Huh?
So, if it was already in America being used on American Indians, and it was used later on into Africa, how could they be bringing you from some place that they didn't get to yet again? See, I know this because the British fought the Zulus.
Yeah.
Like I said, like we already know, they couldn't get past malaria until after 1880. And the British couldn't do nothing with the Zulus until they got a Gatling gun.
Yeah, this says it fought them in 1879.
Exactly. 1880. They couldn't go back until they had a cure for malaria. So how was you bringing somebody from Africa if you didn't get there and you fighting the natives in 1879, 1880? Come on, man. This they own words.
Ohio places on the hill with Germans and Leopold. Copper Color Ancestor says, I've closed out multiple times and came back in, but still no sound. Everybody give us some ones in the chat if you can hear us loud and clear, just to make sure it's not on our end. I'm showing everything is good, but you can never tell. Never be too.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Michael Checker. Nature's voice says, come on, son. Africa, Ohio. All right, thank you for the ones, Pamela Hall. Celestial Love. Thank you. Copper Color Ancestor, I don't know if I don't know what's the situation. Could be your video card. It could be it's buffering real bad. I don't know. You might have to reboot your machine so it can pick up the audio. Sometimes computers do that, so I would try that if I were you. So hopefully you can get it straight so you can come on back and join us. Chat, thank you for those ones. We appreciate you. So Gabby Gabs, you clicked on the Anglo-Zulu War, and what did you see?
Oh, all right. The Anglo-Zulu War was fought in 1879 between the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom. Following Lord Carnarvon's successful introduction of federation in Canada, it was thought that similar political effort coupled with military campaigns, might succeed with the African kingdoms, tribal areas, and Boer republics in South Africa. In 1879, Sir Henry Bartley Fier was sent to South Africa as High Commissioner for the British Empire to bring such plans into being. Among the obstacles were the presence of the independent states of South African Republic and the Kingdom of Zululand and its army. Pierre on...
Stop. So if you have these independent places, and this is the 1870s, where are they getting these slaves from?
Exactly. And next thing we need to ask is this. If they was snatching slaves from this place for so many years, why you have a hard time fighting them now? I mean, really, why is it so hard for you to fight them now?
Yeah,
when they tell the story, they were just walking around there just snatching up people. Hey, you, come here.
I know, right? There was a line to get on that ship. To come over here to America and be a slave. B.
So how was you snatching anybody if you have to fight just to go into the area? How?
So
The play on words. The Africans that they sent over here early were them North Africans, them Berbers. The ones we call Spaniards.
All these authors and article writers switching up African Americans for Africans. Yeah, it's easy to call somebody an African, I guess, without talking about a timeline.
Well, I'm confused because if okay, so with them switching African American up, I feel like my thoughts are having a conflict between, didn't Christopher Columbus discover America and call everybody Indians because he thought he was in India?
Nope.
Well, okay, so
that's the story they tell you, but yeah,
Right.
That's the story that they tell you, yeah.
But what I'm saying is the story that they tell is Christopher Columbus discovered America, called everybody Indians because he thought he was in India. At what point did somebody decide that a mistake was made and they discovered Africa?
But this is the whole thing, even on the Christopher Columbus. That's some bobo, because the name India, speaking to that land, did not exist. They was not calling that place India, so he was not looking for no India.
Right.
And why would they have to look for it if they already had trade routes, trading spices and silk already? If the Dutch already had businesses set up over there.
You ask the right questions, you get the right answers. Grand Rising Doodle Vision. He said Doodle Vision reads Berbers, Spaniards, Italians, same thing. Crack pipe, peace pipe, same thing.
Yep. Them your Africans at the time.
Come on, Frank.
He says a shout out.
Just think about it. What did they call the Zulus? They didn't call the Zulus Africans. They called them Zulus. And every other nation they come across that we read, they call them by their name.
Facts.
So who these Africans again?
The ones from over there.
And they don't even call them Zulu Africans. They just call them Zulus.
So there's no such thing as a Nigerian African? A South African African?
Nope.
A Zimbabwe African?
Nope.
An Ethiopian African? I don't know
Nope.
what that's over there. Man, that's 54 different Africans not called Africans. I'm confused.
Yep. Vision says no sleep until ding, fries are done.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding. He ain't sleeping until Crimbus. I hear you. I see you.
So let me go back to the 24th Infantry Regiment. That Gatling gun was what made us not want to fight no more. When you seeing this weapon rip people to shreds, you realize that this is serious. James, quick question, brother. Doodle Vision. Is it safe to say that the 9th Cavalry, 10th Cavalry, 24th Infantry, 25th Infantry, 38th Infantry, 48th Infantry, aka Seminoles, or aka Buffalo Soldiers, were they the original army of the Indians before the colonizers got here? That's what I'm thinking. Just a question. When you get a chance, you know, if you can't entertain it. Thank you, sir. Gabby, you want to read that last bit after the Gatling gun detachment? On the original page, 24th Infantry Regiment. You did a no sell out. You clicked on a link. That's right. You are a link clicker. You are a habitual link clicker.
Well, Bones said something interesting. I mean, it is understood that all these continents. So Africa, we refer to a whole continent as Africa, but truthfully, it's not called Africa. So India, we call India, but it's not called India. And so I started diving. Well, okay. Bones just made a valid point that had me in some thoughts. So, Spanish-American War. Sorry.
Y'all know, anytime Gabby starts to apologize, she about to take us down a rabbit hole, just so y'all know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to stop. I don't want you fussing at me.
Really? Is it, as Joe 47 says, put you in ISS?
Nay.
So Pamela Hall says, the words prisoner of war and slave was used at the same time, so can we say that the slaves were not slaves but prisoners of war? Prisoners of war came about in 1610. I looked that up. I closed out the link, but I can bring it back up.
What's the difference between a prisoner of war and a slave?
Nothing.
Citizenship?
No, there's no difference. You only look at them different because of movies and television.
Okay.
But by theory, a prisoner of war, you're being held against your own, being forced to do things that you don't want to do. A slave, being held against your own, being forced to do things you don't want to do. What's the difference?
Same. Peace pipe, crack pipe. Same thing.
Both happen by occupation. Most people become slaves by how? Their homeland getting occupied by intruder. Prisoner of war. War goes down, losing side population becomes slaves in most cases.
Grand Rising, Power 10-9. He says, wasn't in the chat for 2 days. Happy to be back. We're happy to have you back, Power 10-9. Pamela Hall said, that's my point. At Bones. Point taken, Pamela Hall, aka my favorite formula named Pamela Hall. Okay, you was gonna read until you got sidetracked, dear Gabby. Not to be confused with dear Abby.
No. See, Bones just said something else. Okay.
She says, no, oh no,
Well, because I'm
I'm gonna
thinking
go back
about
to the
prisoners.
That wasn't you, now
No,
it's
no,
you,
no,
it's
no.
always you.
Listen.
Huh?
Okay, I got a question. And please don't fuss at me. Bones, don't fuss at me. It's just a question. It's just a thought. And I could be completely wrong in this thinking. Just, I'm saying it out loud. Okay. Prisoners of war, they can get citizenship, right?
No,
Why not?
you're a prisoner of war.
So you can't convert? Or
No.
whatever it's, okay. Okay.
Now, if you're applying that towards the American Indian, the acts made you a citizen because technically you was released by the emancipation, no longer a prisoner of war.
Right.
Then the acts made you a citizen. So at the time that all Indians became citizens, on paper, you were not a prisoner of war.
Okay, thank you. You just answered my thoughts.
Remember, that's what the Emancipation Proclamation was for.
Right. Thank you, Bones.
And we also have to look at slavery in another context, because if you look at the way the United States government were placing people in the categories, slavery, who were a tribe of Indians, could have been turned into a confederation, just like the Cherokee were turned into a confederation, and Indians were grouped under said confederation as slavery or slaves or under slavery. Just like you would group Indians together under the Cherokee Nation. I'm just saying.
Translation, workforce, laborers.
Ooh, divergent.
That word got too many syllables, and I'm not even touching that.
No, okay, never mind. It's a TV show. It's a movie that you may not have seen.
Nope, I ain't seen it.
But again, diversion is basically how it was done. You break everybody up into particular skill sets and put them in groups.
Right.
But if you think about it, but hold on,
look at how Americans got today.
Yeah, I mean that's where my thoughts went too. Yeah.
If you think about it, we were already broken up into groups because each tribe had a job to do. So what they did was they just used that. They didn't do it. The government, the colonizers didn't do anything new. They just took what we were already doing and used it to their advantage. They're not that smart. I mean, I hate to say it like that, and I hate to sound like an elitist or being superior, but at the end of the day, if something is working, why not use that? If that makes sense.
All they did was added their monetary system to it. That's it. They changed the motivation. They made the motivation on why you do stuff monetary. Added their financial institutions on top of it.
Yeah, because we were already separated. We were separated based off of what we did in our tribes, and all they did was just broke us into smaller tribes. We went from being a house of 20 families to being a house of one family. So, something to think about. That's just my perspective. I could be totally wrong. So, Gabby?
Yes.
That last bit of the paragraph after the Gatling gun detachment.
Wait, I'm not on Spanish-American War anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right after the Gatling gun. Remember, I stopped you at the Gatling gun detachment.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, units of the 24th Infantry, accompanied by elements of the 6th and the 13th Infantry Regiments, assaulted and seized the Spanish-held blockhouse and trench system atop San Juan Hill.
So what's up with the Vancouver barracks?
All right. Company B Hold on, let me look at my chart. Company. Company is 80 to 150 people. All right. Company B arrived on April 3rd, 1899 at Vancouver Barracks. The first Oh, okay, I was reading that wrong. Okay. The first African-American regiment to serve as part of the garrison there.
We know that they couldn't have been the first African American regiment because there was no such thing as African American. So there would be American Indians or Seminoles.
Right.
Or Buffalo Soldiers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Next.
Continue, please.
Alrighty then. Philippine-American War. In 1899, same year as the Vancouver Barracks, all right? In 1899, the regiment deployed, wait a minute, regiment, let me look at my chart. Regiment is 1,000 to 5,500 people. In 1889, the regiment deployed to the Philippine Islands to help suppress a guerrilla movement in the Philippine-American War. The regiment returned to the islands in 1905 and 1911. Though the 24th fought a number of battles in the Philippines, one of the most notable occurred on the 7th of December, 1899, when 9 soldiers from the regiment routed 100 guerrillas from their trenches.
Stop.
All right, what is... okay. I got a question after you say what you said.
Guerrillas are nothing more than it's a military fighting tactic. They're not using regular. You sit on one side of the field, I sit on the other side of the field, and we start hurling bombs and bullets and men at each other. Guerrilla tactics are basically the jungle fighting tactics. If you think about it. And these guerrillas had trenches. So 9 soldiers routed 100 guerrillas from their trenches. That's basically 11 on 1. You hear me?
So that's a whole offense against one safety.
That's still this.
But the safety win though.
Hold on.
So 11 on 1 would be 99 guerrillas. Somebody had 12. So I'm just saying.
99 problems, but a gorilla wasn't one.
Hit me. You know how bad you got to be to take on, for 9 of y'all, to take on 100 gorillas?
That's a
and we're not talking about monkey gorillas. We're talking about soldiers fighting on that. They went. Think about this. That's like somebody coming in your backyard at your family reunion and whipping everybody
by themselves.
Pow, ping, poo.
Come on, son. They ain't getting no medal for that. You going to the Philippines and take on 9 of y'all beat up. You just handle shot 100 gorillas. And again, we're not talking about monkeys. We're talking about warriors, fighters, seasoned fighters in the Philippines. In the Philippines, huh?
Who run it?
These must have been some rookie gorillas.
They just got
Who run it?
They were baby gorillas.
Yeah, they were baby gorillas.
I'm just saying, and they just make it a blurb. Yeah, the most memorable battle was when 9 of them went in and they just uprooted 10 gorillas.
And they didn't make a movie yet.
Hey, yo, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what was it, a stealth move? Like, they just got hammered to the head while they were asleep or something? What's going on?
I mean, you made a movie about 300. Go ahead, Bones.
They would have made this movie like around 1999. They would have had all of us.
Yo, who got the script that ain't put it out there?
That's crazy.
Oh, my bad. I think they did. Did Mario Van Peebles do a movie out there in the Filipino jungle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Mario, I think.
Yeah. He said, "Shout out to Mario." I think.
I mean, he ain't never crossed over into anything major, has he? Is he still alive?
That's what I'm asking. Hey, look, didn't he get blackballed from Hollywood?
Oh, for that one movie.
Nope. I don't even know. I know he did Posse.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Did you now?
Yes, I did.
Don't start that.
Hush, no sell out.
Look, she gonna be asking about the year it was made and the copyright date and all that stuff. I'm trying to figure out how you pulled it off.
Now we gotta respect our elders.
No, hold up. I'm going on mute. Get back on mute. Get back on. Ain't nobody doing that.
Really, is what we're doing. Okay.
But that's something though. They whooped off. Ooh, those
9
bad
men
boys.
took on 100 gorillas in their backyard.
Listen, that's better than the Steven Seagal movie.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Look, I ain't never like him. I never liked this movie.
Oh, you mean the dude that can walk through Jamaica by himself and don't get scratched or whoop everybody?
Look,
Bro, what movie? Hold on, what movie?
Any Steven Seagal movie.
Ah,
Any movie.
Hey, what? Hey, I watched the one with DMX the other night. It was actually like about a month ago.
Listen,
It's entertaining.
that's the only dude that can walk in any hood, whoop everybody, and don't get touched.
He's taking a couple punches, but that's just to feel out the group before he take down 10. Oh, so we was just talking about Steven Seagal. Is that what you said? Is that what we was talking about? Steven Seagal? He don't die. He been around for a long time. He's 11.
Man, you know what I call Steven Seagal. Oh, fake martial arts posing, posse eating, pot belly, ponytail wearing pump.
Yeah. Is it true that he married his wife to gain knowledge from her father, who was a martial artist, some famous or master martial
No,
artist?
wasn't he married to Kelly LeBron?
I'm not sure. I just thought I heard that that's what he did. Then he divorced her after he learned the ways.
No, was it her? Is it her or was it whatchamacallit? It's either her. No, it ain't Kelly LeBron. It's the other lady. Other redhead lady. Peggy.
Oh man.
Married with
What's her name?
children.
She's still active right now. What's her name? Nikki, what's her name?
I'm just saying, I was never impressed by him.
Yeah, he used to be annoying.
Johnny Club.
She was Layla on.
Instead of punching somebody, he need to be doing some pull-ups or some push-aways from the tables.
He puts billiard balls in socks and beats people with them, man. Leave him alone. That's nunchucks. He made nunchucks. He's like MacGyver, martial artist.
I was not impressed, partner. Just saying.
Still, these some bad boys. They whooped all 100?
100. In the Philippines, they weren't in the Bronx in their own backyard. They went in somebody else's backyard. And when it says entrenched, that means these guys were in trenches, fortified behind something. So you just won't roll up on them and just, know what I mean? Mr. TJ says, ain't he a sheriff? He a sheriff, all right.
Did you see the link to the book that Ohio Player put in there?
No.
Okay.
Let me see.
Now?
Hold on. I've been busy making sure you reading.
How's that work?
How's what working? You talking about the rise of the Fatimids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I started reading through it. It's pretty interesting. This seems like something Bones would know.
Bones knows. Bones, bow, peace pipe, crack pipe, same thing. Bow knows, bones know, same thing. Same thing. Let's see, where we at?
Mexican border.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't get no award for that. Come on, man. You got 9 dudes going Philippines and just whip up on 100 guerrillas that are entrenched.
You see the pictures?
But what?
Of the infantry, of the unit, the regiment.
Them on a drill camp? Or some other pictures?
If it ain't the 9 soldiers, I don't want to see it.
Oh, this is one of them times where the cameraman didn't make it.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, nah, I'm gonna sit this one out. We don't leave.
We would have had a problem. Listen, we would have had a problem if he was there in the battlefield while they dodging. He's snapping pictures. You know what?
It seemed like the photographers would be better than the soldiers. He's surviving.
Out of it. What?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, like, well, okay, I won't even go there, but it's just really interesting.
How to get some of these pictures?
Man, look, I mean, and some of them pictures is like, are you sure that you didn't take this picture after death?
I'm gonna just say we're gonna have to do a little bit of investigatory journalism into crisis actors and how long they've been around.
A long time.
Did you say crisis actors?
Crisis. Jesus, crisis actors. No, crisis tragedy actors.
Oh.
I mean, they theater are warring us to death. So
you know what I just thought about?
What's up?
Before pictures, there were paintings, and they used to have people pose in a position for hours at a time. So, if someone was painting a battlefield, did they have everybody freeze before combat so they could paint the picture?
Well, you got some artists who they hold things into their memory very well, so they can paint that picture after seeing something.
But what artist is in the middle of the battlefield watching it to paint the picture later?
I don't know, man. You know, some people are just good that way. Rain Man, you know, he exists.
Listen, we finna go to war, but I got these 4 coins for you to stay here and watch everything and paint it later.
Like, you see that hill over there? That's your hill over there. You move any closer.
Like they want you to believe there's a drummer boy. Everybody shooting, but he banging on the drum. Like, you watch your
yeah, watch him. Watch out.
Wait, what's my motivation? Okay.
Yo,
you getting shot at. That's your next motivation. You want to stay alive. That's your motivation. Ohio players says, everybody freeze and smile. Okay, now continue shooting.
No.
You know it's propaganda, though. You know the imagery that was given to you for a reason, to make you believe a particular way.
Why they call it theater?
The first time, and this is what they told on themselves again, if you study history. The first time real cameramen was ever got real footage during a real war with Vietnam. That was the first and last time. Because when that footage came back, it was so brutal. The population demanded for the war to stop. That was the first and last time real footage has ever been shown during a war.
Look, you know what? This ain't acting. This ain't coming out right. We gotta do something about this.
Come on, you think the Fox reporter is riding on a tank in the middle of a shootout? Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Everybody just calm.
Man.
Somebody put shots in the neighborhood, people go to duck it. Telling me somebody shooting at you through a tank and you can't. Come on, no, it's all scripted.
Take
They're like
cover.
107 miles away from the battle.
Taking pictures at the mall. Nature's Voice, and they do it today. Fights break out, so they record it on the cell phones. Oh my gosh.
They shoot. They fight.
Just building the case on themselves.
These pictures are interesting.
What pictures are you looking at?
The pictures that are on my computer.
See, that's that stuff I'm talking about right there. That's why you being that's why you being ISS.
Wait, why?
Then you go
What?
ISS.
No. What did I do?
No. I asked you what pictures you was looking at, so you gonna give me the obvious answer. Pictures on your computer. Obviously, they're the pictures on your computer, goofball. But what are they pictures of?
Oh, they are pictures.
You know, you don't see what you
He
see.
just call you a baseball mascot character.
And then she said it so matter of fact, like, duh, the pictures on my computer, dummy.
It's on my house, on my street, in my neighborhood, that's in my city, that's in my county, that's in my right? Of course, that's where I'm at.
Everybody knows that, TMH, you dummy.
No, that's not for real. Those guys, you gonna add to it.
Oh, no. I thought that's what I heard you say. Okay.
Why you gotta bring up old stuff?
That was 24 hours ago. That was 24 hours ago.
Oh man. That was yesterday. What you doing?
They just voice said, wait, they just voice said, LOL, wait. and notice, she still ain't answered the dang question.
I said this. Okay. Oh, the pictures of the war. Pictures that they took in the First World War.
Joe 47 says she's ISS bound again.
Yeah, she is the student that's in the hallway right now.
I didn't even do nothing.
Look, exactly. Everybody looking at her walking down the hallway. We know where you're going.
See, this is the way Gabby answers a question. So Gabby can understand what I mean when I say that. It's like the teacher called on Gabby. Gabby, what are you doing? Answering your question?
Knowing full well she meant exactly prior to when I asked her.
No. That is not that. No, it could not be that bad.
It really? It's
not
bad. So what
bad.
you're saying is it's bad. It's not that bad. That's what you're saying?
No. I'm just saying it can't be as bad as you're making it out. That has to be an exaggeration.
Really? I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
Really?
That has to be an exaggeration.
So you make a statement like, I'm looking at these pictures and they just tripping me out, and I go, well, what pictures? The ones on my computer? I mean...
Doggone, but we can't see a doggone thing you looking at.
You ain't screen sharing or nothing.
Wait a minute.
She's gonna give you a given. That's a given, but she's gonna give it to you anyway. That's all you're giving. Man. I'm gonna give it to you. You can have it as given. No, that's not what I'm asking you. She out here robbing givens.
Oh no. It cannot. There's
Look. Power 10-9 says it's that bad, Gabby.
Because it's not like you on mute. The chat can hear you talk to, oh, these pictures are interesting. They can't see the pictures.
She's the only one that can't be heard by nobody else. It's not that bad, TMH.
Everybody in suspense waiting on Gabby to describe the pictures that she don't have.
Like, please paint this picture, Gabby, or
You know what? We'll just go ahead and put the link in the chat. Oh no.
Big Nelson says, haven't shared a fun note yet.
Exactly.
Oh no.
Man, y'all on a trip. I ain't dealing with y'all today. It's for Friday.
Oh my goodness.
Man, Joe 47 ain't never lie. He said, Gabby be saying what she thinking. Get what you heard.
Oh man.
I just be, it's like, you know how they got those, like I always say, it's not what you say, it's what you don't say. And whenever I ask Gabby a question, the unsaid part is stupid.
No.
So Gabby,
It's not even how
what
I
you
feel.
looking at? It's like, Gabby, what you looking at?
Yeah.
The pictures on my screen. ... Stupid.
No, that's not even how I think. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is so mean.
No, listen, she didn't deny the word. She said that's just not how she say the word.
Yeah, don't take that. Don't do it out of context. You gotta put it in the context. To take that oomph out of it.
No.
Put some fun into it.
Oh, okay.
Give it a Sean Wayne. Stupid.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I hear your express point. I hear
Everybody
your
get the PG
express
version.
point. I hear it. Yeah, definitely.
Let me clean this up. Okay. So
I hear your express point, and I
Yeah.
do apologize for the inconvenience or the insinuation of any inconvenience that it may have caused on your intelligence that I have no thought or intentions of insulting.
did you just cuss me out without using a cuss word?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. So instead of sharing your screen, you're just gonna put the link in the chat. We just got.
Oh, you asked me to share my screen? Okay,
No.
hold on. I didn't know. Wait a minute. I didn't know.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ain't that Brandy, sister?
I'm just saying, so I mean,
Okay. Can you see the pictures?
Well, I can see him, and then soon enough, everybody else gonna be able to see him too. Hold on.
Okay.
I said, so what you looking at? What pictures you looking at? The ones on my screen? Stupid.
That's not what I said at all. That is not what I said. Or
Isn't it though?
insinuated.
Isn't it
No,
though?
I don't really think it is.
You don't really think it is?
I mean, everything in translations loses its meaning. So I think as you translate it, it loses its defined meaning.
You just cussed me out.
Absolutely.
You just cussed me out. I mean, you just cussed me out, didn't you? Yeah, that's what that was. You cussed me out. That's okay. Well, let me see if I can. Did you refresh your screen? It says Yanks for the memories. Oh, there you go. So, see, everybody see what she was looking at? Anybody? Nature's voice said Miss Attitude. Wow. He said, wow, still smart. Power 109 says, don't splain, Gabby, don't splain. Mr. TJ says, Gabby, you got more AKAs than an American Indian. Peace, Pamela Hall. You have a great day too, sis. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How do I mute everybody? Hold on. What happened? Where'd everybody go? Y'all got muted. Give me a second. Hold Hold on, I muted everybody by mistake because I had to switch over. Give me 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Let's see how we do this. Mhm.
That
All
part.
right, there we
You
go.
see this right here? They hiding out
The most wanted people on the planet can't be found, but the cameraman always find them dope.
find them coming, taking a break from their little hideout. Really?
Well, how else was Vice Inc. supposed to start? This is the origins of Vice Inc. You know, on drugs, or no, yeah, drugs. What is it? What is the thing? When they get all the backdoor access, they don't tell the cops about the drug dealers they talk to?
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Their journalistic integrity to protect their sources. Yes.
Joe 47, stop snitching. I didn't look, man.
What?
Look, okay, so this is what happened. When I clicked and put it on share the screen, I had to change over the fact that I'm on a new microphone. So the output didn't come out, so they couldn't hear you. So everybody in this chat snitching, starting out with there going Mr. TJ talking about some dang TMH, don't kill a party, muted everybody. Then of course that boy Wig gonna laugh. And Mr. TJ gonna laugh. Then Nature's voice says laughing my A off. Then Mr. TJ talking some party over. That boy Wig laughing again. Mr. TJ laughing. Then Mr. TJ put ones in. And then Joe 47 always late as usual talking about something. TMH ended the class early.
Walking the Green Mile. Walking the Green Mile.
Gabby got everybody walking the Green Mile to ISS today. Mr. TJ said she teasing me.
TMH trying to get everybody in trouble.
Hold on. Oh, Gabby, you realize everything that you see, we see. You didn't click on the dago.
Okay, I'll go back.
We see you now. We got you now.
Well, that's what you're. Okay. I'll learn to change my ways.
That ain't happening. No, look, you ain't got the lie, Craig.
I was trying to figure out if what I was about to say was right or wrong. I don't know.
Stupid.
No. Double cousin, I need help. Triple cousin is teaming up on me. His powers have activated.
Wait, what?
He took a nap. I'm telling you. Every time you
That's right. He is in smooth sailing. He hit that auto. Okay, that makes more sense now.
What y'all talking about?
I told you, all you got to do is get through that rough patch after the first 24 hours, and then you're good to go. So hold on, let me see why they're smiling after they get caught. Breathtaking, colorized photos of the anniversary of, what is it? I don't want to click all the way on the link.
That boy Wig says Gabby be going rogue, man. Listen, you have no idea. Gabby
No,
be going rogue for real. That's Gabby of a name, Rogue. Yeah, that's it. That's what we doing.
Is that a boy or a girl? Bold photo series herald a new attitude in World War I. An excerpt from the vinyl.
Okay, what you just do?
I clicked on the link.
Oh, link clicker. She's a habitual link clicker, y'all.
Put the mouse down.
No, the Moses uses daddy voice.
She ain't got an LLC. She got an HLC. Habitual link clicker.
What the world?
Man demonstrated that he was still a caveman, said another. What is the net result? Save death and ruin, asked the third. These look like little boys.
They do, don't they? You would think being able to see what Gabby's doing would help you understand what she's doing. I don't know about y'all, but I'm more confused than if I didn't see the pictures.
Okay, so what I was looking at, Bones said something else, and it made me want to see what the pictures look like that they were taking. Because at the end of the day, if this is a pre-war pictures, then it's like, okay, this is what everybody looks like to take a picture before the war starts. If it's a post-war picture, then it's, okay, this is what everybody looks like after the war. But if it's during war pictures, like they've got Gatling guns, they've got bombs, they've got snipers, they've got all kind of stuff going on. Who is taking the time without full body armor to take a picture? And who is without full body armor on? Like, I'll put it to you like this. This is what it's like in my mind. And I remember when I was younger, I used to get into a lot of fights, right? You're not going to take a picture of me after I finish fighting without possibly getting swung on by me, because ain't nobody trying to take a picture and smile. If that makes sense.
So I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are there not such things as war journalists and photographers?
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's very dangerous.
Talking about it's not.
Power 10-9 says she worse than no sellout.
No, what I
look at this picture. Look at this picture. These pictures. Oh, hold on. Let's see.
Joe 47 said that's the friendliest war I've ever seen.
I'm just saying, they, send my wife these pictures with this cool stuff I'm holding. I'm about to bust a grape in this fruit fight.
Oh, I don't want to accept these cookies.
I thought you liked cookies.
So maybe I could cook.
Did I almost get the same food? No. Okay.
Okay, so look, they're shooting off a cannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the next picture. So, the photographer was able to get first photos in water of Koreans surrendering.
No, man, no. See, that's footage from the Hip Hop Parade video. Hip Hop Parade. Oh, hey.
And it seems to me as though that boat were coming onshore, right? Let's click next photo. So this is a picture of a plane in the air.
Well, I mean, yeah, dropping bombs over Baghdad. Over Korea. Mr. TJ said Geraldo found Bin Laden 10 years before Obama.
This is kind of a sad photo, so I'm gonna just leave it alone.
It'd have been too hard if he was live streaming from a cave, but that's another story.
Look, they're posted up, so it looks like they're probably... Is he smoking a cigarette?
Mm-hmm.
Coolest cutter in camp.
First of all, why are you drawing on your cigarette when both your hands supposed to be on your weapon and only one person taking aim?
My thing is they look like they might be, under some type of
attack.
And the cameraman got his back to the situation that they pointing at.
That's what I'm saying. So he was like, "Look like something happening. Go ahead."
That's always fun.
Hold on. The spoon that you serving people with, you about to stick in somebody's mouth?
What was that they couldn't get rid of, but they found a cure to it?
Smallpox.
See, nobody's smiling. That makes more sense to me. Like, all right.
Joe 47 says, "Look out while I smoke this Newport." I don't mean no harm, but if you bombing something over there, what if they bombing back? That picture looks a little intimate. I'm just saying.
They're in a bunker. They're under. See, so is somebody assigned to the cameraman to make sure they're good?
Ohio player says practice shots at civilians, war crimes. So you cover the bandage, but you don't wipe his face. Oak Cliff says different studio said Grand Rising Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff. Oh, that's a high shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now all those buildings look bombed. I'm wondering on top of what bomb building is that cameraman woman?
Joe 47, I don't know if you want to ask Gabby that picture because you might not like the answer, but I'm going to ask it since she posted. Joe 47 says, Gabby, where you find these pictures?
On the internet?
I knew she was going to say that. You heard her on the internet, stupid.
No. You know what? I'm just going to be quiet and click. Only a couple of more pictures left. This that.
Where you find the pictures? On the internet. Where else would you find them? That was under the couch.
Oh, shut up. That's not what. No.
Oh gosh.
I feel like I'm getting a lesson in think before you speak.
Joe 47 says those pictures were found in the I'm Here to Make You Think collection. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm good. I'm woke now. I'm woke. Thank y'all. Thanks, Gabby.
Stay woke. Baby screaming.
I told you, Joe 47. It says, Power 109 says, don't ask Gabby no questions, only answer them.
Wait a minute. That's not true. That's not true.
No, Power 109 is just trying to help.
I mean, I don't.
Out.
Okay, so how else was I supposed to answer that? Because if I didn't find him on the internet, then I found him on Google, which is, I don't know.
Hey, the melanated peoples. This kind of war is haunting. Account of soldiers in Korea. Ohio player says Rembrandt Halliburton gets paid to rebuild after they bomb those cities or countries. That's true.
Oh, okay, that's where those pictures were coming from.
Joe 47 says, man, y'all got my stomach hurting. It's Gabby. Joe 47, you asked a question, dagnabbit. I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. Nah, you wanted to know. You want to know where she got the pictures. You know what's coming. You know what she's going to say. You know what she's going to say to the internet. What else is she supposed to say? Huh? What happened?
Okay, look. Like this. They hiding out in a bunker, right?
Right.
So here's my thing. So here's the thing. They're hiding out in a bunker, right?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they're hiding. So
obviously they're doing a bad job at it.
right. But the cameraman was able to come along just as they were peeking out for a break. And they smiled.
You got me. You got me. You got us. You got us. You got us. But hold on, Gabby. Below that picture to the right. Do you see that?
This one?
No, not that one. To the left of that.
This one?
No, to the right. No.
This one?
There you go. That one.
Yeah.
What are they doing? He is lifting.
This is the strongest man on Earth.
On Earth.
On Earth.
Is that like? Is that?
Now, whoever's in the middle, his expression looks a little nervous. Like, we shouldn't be doing this.
Well,
this
he's straddling a cannon. He don't look comfortable. He don't look. He like, wait a minute now. Why I gotta be in the middle? It's like sitting on a hump in the backseat of the car. You know that hump.
Oh no, yeah.
He like, wait a minute now. Why I gotta sit? Why I gotta sit in the middle? Why I gotta sit? Why am I doing this? I'm just saying.
French strongman lifts cannon is a photographed by Underwood Archives.
Joe 47 says, I'm trying to help my sister stay out of ISS. Well, stop asking her questions.
World War I soldiers, Austro-Hungarian mountain corpse during. See, like certain stuff like this. I don't.
No, hold on.
The cameras back then were not small. It wasn't like the cameras now.
Right.
So they had these easels or easel stands. You get what I'm saying? These big boxes, these light bulbs that once the light bulb blew up, you had to use another light. You get what I'm saying? So what?
Somebody had a DeLorean and went to the future and got a regular camera, got a Polaroid, or they got a SLR camera. Where they get all that smoke from that horse riding through?
This one. That's the mist. That's the fog in the morning dew.
That's the fog. So you only see half the house. Have to make
look like this. Look. It says men of the border regiment resting in the shallow dugouts near. I don't know. I'm not clicking the link all the way, but you get what I'm saying. Pictures like this, like really, and that's high up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna give away where we at? They hiding out right here.
Surprise! Say cheese. Where you come from?
World War I, August. A dead German soldier half buried by shell fire. This is.
That boy Wig says Joe 47 be setting Gabby up. You're like, watch this, Gabby.
Oh. I don't want to look at pictures no more.
Okay, we done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oak Cliff Tiff says they use Canon. They use a Canon cameras. They use that new DSLR, that new digital analog.
Canon does have really great photo lenses.
And get it, it's a Canon. Get it, Get it, Canon. Boom.
Get it.
Shots fired. Pictures taken. Huh?
So what y'all saying is we looking at the origins of everything that's going on today. We got Vice out here taking pictures and being journalistic. We got
what is this?
What is this?
What is this?
So wait a minute. This dude right here he's going through water to try and save his life, and the cameraman can take a fast photo of him.
Man, 35mm ain't no joke, and that's a zoom in. He or she zoomed in. I'm not gonna make an assumption.
So what does the cameraman say? What do? They have somebody assigned to the cameraman. He says, "Hey, I'm about to take a quick photo. Cover me."
I'm going in.
Ohio Player says Eastman Kodak owns almost all imagery. I mean, maybe they put cameras on the guns. I don't know.
I see your true colors shining through.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't be afraid.
Please be afraid. Be very afraid.
All my devices went off when she started singing. He told me don't do that.
Gabby, you have a lot of talents. I mean, you are immensely talented.
Hey, man.
I'm going to ask you to stop speaking right this
Don't let us
second. In this moment in time, I am going to ask you not to speak anymore or continue with the words and the path of your thoughts. No. Don't do it.
So you want me to finish what I gotta say?
I don't. I do not want you to finish anything in regards to your thought process in reference to anything that I've just done.
Fine. All I'm saying is.
You make me sick.
Alright, we're gonna stop.
Y'all got issues. I got issues.
What happened? What I miss?
Huh?
What I miss? Dagnabbit. Joe 47 says Boss Hog about to make you walk the Green Mile to your base. I ain't finna do nothing. Bounce. Tell me what I'm finna do. Not that.
Ohio player put, Kodak was founded by George Eastman and Henry A. Strong on September 4th, 1888. During most of the 20th century, Kodak held a dominant position in photographic film. The company's ubiquity was such that its Kodak moment tagline entered the common lexicon to describe a personal event that was demanded to be recorded for posterity. Kodak began to struggle financially in the late 1990s as a result of the decline in sales of photographic film and its slowness in transitioning to digital photography. Despite developing the first self-contained digital camera as a part of the turnaround strategy, Kodak began to focus on digital photography and digital printing and attempted to generate revenue through aggressive patent litigation. In January 2012, Kodak filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Shortly thereafter, Kodak announced that it would stop making digital cameras, pocket video cameras, and digital picture frames and focus on the corporate digital imaging market. Digital cameras are still sold under the Kodak brand by JK Imaging Ltd. under an agreement with Kodak. In August 2012, Kodak announced its intention to sell its photographic film, commercial scanners, and kiosk operations as a measure to emerge from bankruptcy, but not its motion picture films operation. In January 2013, the court approved financing for Kodak to emerge from bankruptcy. By mid-2013, Kodak sold many of its patents for approximately TMH. What's that number? Okay, so that big number to a group of companies, including including Apple. Oh,
that's 500. That's
interesting.
525 million.
Okay. So, including Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Samsung, Adobe Systems, and HTC. Interesting. I'm really wondering what the patents were that they sold, because those patents obviously put these businesses
Technology. It's the technology that overnight upgraded in the camera phone.
Right.
The ability for you to do video and stuff in your phone.
Right. Under the name, see, no sellout. You reading that? You reading the next one? Under the names Intellectual Ventures and RPX Corporation, on September 3rd, 2013, the company emerged from bankruptcy, having shed its large legacy liabilities and excited several businesses. Personalized imaging and document imaging are now part of Kodak Alaris, a separate company owned by the UK-based Kodak Pensions Plan.
It's basically Kodak. That's Kodak UK. So they have a corporation in the United Kingdom.
Right. In 1880, George Eastman leased the third floor of a building on State Street in Rochester, New York, and began the commercial manufacture of dry plates. January 1st, 1881, Eastman and businessman Henry A. Strong formed a partnership called the Eastman Dry Plate Company. Eastman re-signed his position at the Rochester Savings Bank in order to work full-time at the Eastman Dry Plant Company. 1884, the Eastman Strong Partnership was dissolved and the Eastman Dry Plate and Film Company formed with 14 shareholders. The Eastman Dry Plate Company was responsible for the first cameras suitable for non-expert use. In 1885, George Eastman brought David Houston's patent for roll film and developed them further. These were the basis for the invention of motion picture film, as used by early filmmakers, Thomas Edison. September 4th, 1888, Eastman registered the trademark Kodak. 1888, the first model of the Kodak camera appeared. It took round pictures, 6.4 centimeters, 2.4 inches in diameter, was the fixed focus type, and carried a roll film enough for 100 exposures. Its invention practically marked the advent of amateur photography, as before that time both apparatuses and processes were too burdensome to classify photography as recreation. The roll film used in the first model of the Kodak camera had a paper base, but was soon superseded by a film with a cellulose base, a practical, transparent, flexible film. The first film had to be loaded into the camera and unloaded in a dark room. I remember doing that. But the film cartridge system with its protecting strip on opaque paper made it possible to load and unload the camera in ordinary light. The Kodak developing machine, 1900s, and its simplified successor, the Kodak film tank, provided the means for daylight development of film, making the dark room unnecessary for any of the operations of the amateur photo. The early types of the Kodak cameras were of the box form and fixed focus. And the various sizes were added. Devices for focusing the lenses were incorporated. 1889, the Eastman Company was formed. 1891, George Eastman began to produce a second line of cameras, the ordinary range. 1892, it was renamed the Eastman Kodak Company. In 1892, Eastman Kodak Company of New York was organized. He coined the advertising slogan, "You press the button, we do the rest." The Kodak company thereby attained its name from the first simple roll film cameras produced by Eastman Dry Plate Company, known as the Kodak, in its product line. Early 1890s, the first folding Kodak cameras were introduced. These were equipped with folding bellows that permitted much greater compactness. 1895, the first pocket Kodak camera. 95. Oh, okay, maybe. The $5 pocket camera was introduced. It was of the box form type, slipping easily into the ordinary coat pocket and producing negatives 1.5 by 2 inches. 1897. Oh, 1895. Okay. 1897, the first folding pocket Kodak camera was introduced and was mentioned in the novel Dracula. Oh, Dracula.
She said Dracula.
What she said like he said his name. She said it like he said
Dracula.
Dracula.
1898, George Eastman purchased the patent for Volex photography paper from Leo Beekland for that number TMH. After this time, Volex paper was then sold by Eastman Kodak 1900s to 19.
That was $1 million, by the way.
Oh, I know, but
You know how you play it. Don't read all that.
did he just?
Joe Boy says Gabby trying to get out of lockup. Ohio Player says, what do you know about the Apple patent, augmented reality? See, we were so busy
Don't
reading.
post it.
He said, don't post it.
Man.
All right, we gonna get up out of here. And let everybody do their thing. Now let me get and do my
I'll take
thing.
it down, do my thing.
So, yeah, Gabby,
Yes.
you got something to say to the good peoples before we head on out?
Yeah. Sure. The way a team plays as a whole determines its success. You may have the greatest bunch of individual stars in the whole world, but if they don't play together, the club won't be worth a dime. The individual is capable of both great compassion and great indifference. He has it within him, her, the means to nourish the former and outgrow the latter. Compassion isn't something we're born with. Children generally are selfish beings. They learn compassion if they do learn it from others. Learning compassion shouldn't stop in childhood. How often are we indifferent to the suffering of others, either blaming them for their own problems or ignoring them entirely? If we paid more attention, we could continue to learn compassion the way we did when we were very young. And then appreciation. You have it easily in your power to increase the sum total of the world's happiness now. How? By giving a few words of sincere appreciation to someone who is lonely or discouraged. Perhaps you will forget tomorrow the kind words you say today, but the recipient may cherish them over a lifetime.
So listen, Joe 47 says, Gabby, you Walgreens reading these, I swear. I'll call you when your cousin call you Gabby Deeds. says, he says, I swear, I'm gonna call you what your cousins call you, Gabby Deeds. So yeah. so you good? You finished sharing, talking? Because I don't wanna put you back in ISS before it's time.
Really?
Yeah.
She got out with those some kind words. You out of ISS. She all right. She come back down the hallway, joining class. You get to leave with the regular population.
Hey, I'm out of ISS. My legs hurt, my knees hurt, standing in the corner and stuff. Tired of writing standards, my knuckles.
Elementary school desk at ISS. Well, you know, I ain't got nothing to say. So, peace, y'all. I mean, that's all. I mean, peace, y'all.
That's it. That's what you doing.
I mean, you can email us or call in. I suppose. Apparently, I missed some things yesterday on Zoom. Appreciate TMH for not showing up in back chats and hate me on Zoom. But
whoa now, hold on, calm down, slow your roll.
Oh, Lily.
What happened?
Why I gotta be?
Because you usually do it. Because you usually do it.
Dude, I was in the car when this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Why you ain't getting no Joe double cousin?
It's going down.
Mm-hmm. You notice how Queen Obvious ain't saying that. You notice how she being all quiet because she could have just as easily reached out to you too, but she didn't.
That is correct.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? I was on Zoom by myself, having a nice little party by myself, and then
you can't have a party by yourself. Because you're by yourself.
Oh, I absolutely can. Me, myself, and I have a good time.
So you weren't by yourself. It was all three of y'all.
Own best friend.
So one of y'all could have took the time to get in contact with No Sellout. One of y'all. Either you yourself or you.
Okay, so I'm still figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most responsible answer to this is logically, yes, you could have.
All right, man. Y'all, I understand. I get it.
And look, since we telling on people, No Sellout, you are notorious for being on the line and being on mute. For
hours.
For hours?
Hours.
Matter of fact, did you hear when it ended last night?
Oh no, I didn't. I think I was asleep.
I think so too.
Oh, so check it out. So apparently, I found a corner of the couch that I like again, and I wasn't even supposed to be over there.
It's so serious.
Yeah. So at 1:37 a.m., I get a little shake at the shoulder. I'm like, hold up, what's going on? Okay, I see where I'm at. Yeah. I guess I'll get in the bed. I guess I'll do that. But I wasn't on the phone, so I guess somebody ended the call. Appreciate it, TMH.
No, that was Gabby.
Oh, Gabby, so who was the co-host?
Yeah, it ended probably a couple of minutes before you got the shake at what was it, like 12 something, 1 something in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because the video didn't end until like 12 something, right?
I can't remember.
Well, my Bluetooth was under me, so I couldn't hear nothing anyway.
It was under you.
Under you.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like an action that was intentional that happened.
No, I mean, when I found this rising, it was where I was sitting, is what I meant.
So he sat on his Bluetooth and was like, ain't nobody doing nothing.
Shut up. I caught that. It's not funny.
Well, I got a question. So when you say in this rising, are you speaking before the sun has actually risen into this day, like at 1 up in the morning, or like in this rising, like when the sun has risen into this day, right around that time?
Just said it. I meant
hold on. Do you hear the audacity of this young lady? She wants you to be specific, but she can't be specific.
I am always specific.
Really?
Always. Every question you've ever asked me, I've always been specific.
So Gabby,
Yes.
I asked you what pictures were you looking at? The ones on my screen.
That was specific
No,
and
it
to the
wasn't.
point and truthful. Look, they were on my computer. Like, I mean, you said what pictures? If I were looking in a photo album or in a book, but I wasn't. I was looking on my computer screen.
We already knew you was looking on your computer screen.
You didn't know that.
Yes, we did know that.
How'd you know that?
Because we heard you clicking.
That's just an assumption, though.
Goofball.
She got a mouse on the phone, yo.
There's enough preponderance of evidence that when you're clicking, you're looking on something. You've been on the show, as you always are, clicking and looking. That's what you do. There is enough data.
Did he say that there's a hippopotamus of evidence? Because, I mean, that's a pretty big pile of evidence if there's a hippopotamus worth of evidence. I ain't never heard that saying before. So I'm just going to chalk that up to the sleep talk.
And Power 10-9 says we can't see your screen, so all we can do is hear you click and you go, oh, that's interesting.
Click up. I
that's
told y'all she got an external mouse for the
Oh,
phone.
I get it. Okay, so you're hearing sound effects of my actions.
You know what?
Right?
I'm not. I can't. So it's,
Okay, wait.
It's
What?
Friday. It's Friday.
Huh?
What'd you say, Bones?
Free Friday.
He said
That's what it is.
pre-Friday, Thursday, pre-Friday. Man, listen. No. The Friday. Okay. You know what? So you good, Gabby? You good? No sell out. Y'all got anything else y'all want to share? Or Joe 47 is walking back down the hall, TMH.
Yeah, I almost cussed again. Look, man. Look. How about that is
Don't
these
give me no
visuals that
man.
we getting from this chat are hilarious. The disappointment on Gabby's face. We walked back down the hallway. The bell was about to
Don't
ring.
give me
You
no
gotta.
gun, Dan.
You can don't give me no. Look, you got to be released from ISS now. No, none of that release from regular general pop. no
Don't give me
general
no
population.
Dan. Don't give me no clicking of the mouse, Dan. Don't give me no information.
Don't give me no exit interview.
So you know what all that is saying? Don't ask me no questions, dude. That's
Why
what
you
all that
asking all these questions? Making statements, assuming.
Power 10-9 says my face and ribs are cracked. My bad. Gabby always doing stuff. That's why.
That is not me.
Who is it then? Who is
I
it?
think it's you.
It's not me, baby.
I mean, I can't take the blame for everything. Start the show.
No, I'm not asking you to take the
Operate the
blame for
show.
everything, just for what you do.
I ask you questions and I get a bunch of smack
You
back.
mean TMH?
Huh?
I'm the only one that's always doing something?
Right now, yeah. Yeah, right now, exactly. You the only one giving smart answers to questions that people try to get the answers to. You the only
Wait a minute,
one
I'm
being
still giving smart answers to questions?
still.
Okay, what did I, okay, now I don't, no. Still?
See, Michael Harris Brown Creek is coming to the rescue. He said she could have been looking at pics in her phone while typing on the computer, TMH. Yeah, but how many hands would she need to do
Thank
that?
you, Michael Harris Brown Cheek.
Creek.
You're,
Cheek. Anyway,
okay, I'm about to say I do not see an R.
how many, yeah, the R is invisible and silent. But anyway,
So the R is inferred.
why you sound like a broke Decepticon? Why you sound like,
Viacom.
Oh, my bad.
So wait a minute, you're telling me the R is inferred?
I don't know what that means.
Like when we pull the census records on Ancestry.com, it's an inferred wife or inferred child. So the R in cheek is inferred.
Oak Cliff Tip says TMH has competition when it comes to fast finger game. Killer Keys versus Click Clack Gabby. Big Nelson says she know not what she do. She know what she do. She know what she do.
Okay, no, because you're telling me I'm still being smart, Alec, and I'm really not.
No, you're being smart, Gabby.
I feel like that was an insult.
It might have been an insult.
It sounded directly outspoken.
Aren't we supposed to be ending the show?
So long, will.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, yeah. Many talents.
Yes, we are. We are.
You have 99 talents, but that ain't one.
Oh, that's coming back. That's gonna come back.
Brother, don't sell out. What else you got for the people?
Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good?
Singing.
That is, it's gonna come back.
Thank you very much.
Down.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good, TMH. Peace, y'all.
Michael Harris Brown Cheek says, I was thinking that too. I think it is really Creek and they replaced the R with an H. See there? Ha. Anyway.
Right.
Yes. Anyway. We made it, y'all. But when I say we, you know what I mean me. You know what I mean. You know what I mean me.
We gonna make it.
Yeah, sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is real.
Deprivations?
Yes, and respirations.
Like reparations?
Yep, and respirations. Not to be confused with perspiration.
He said he needs sleep reparations. You supposed to We ain't tell you to stay up. That's on you. You gonna ask us for reparations. You asking the wrong people. That's why they always say no.
Who gonna pay out those
like
reparations for sleep?
Well, no sellout took some of my sleep, so he owed me.
Yeah.
No sellout took some of my sleep, so he owed me.
Hey, well, the corner of the couch is who owes you. I'm sorry.
Corner of the couch. How many corners your couch got?
I sat down.
Huh.
I don't know, man, but I
Is it a
sat down and
regular
smiled
couch?
a little bit.
I don't know. You know,
Next
no
thing I
sellout
know, I
got a
was
regular
out.
couch. His couch is vegan.
So I got a no cruelty couch, which means it's just so peaceful when I sit down. It's just ready to just I hate you. I really do.
Okay, all right. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, good people.
That's like saying, were you saying he have a vegan couch? It's like saying he made a couch out of like mud and water and like leaves that fell off the tree and didn't get plucked. Like that.
Yeah, that's messed up. Gabby, why you put my couch? Why does my vegan couch have to be an outdoorsy couch? Why can't it just be like something?
It can't be cut down off of trees.
Okay.
Like it could be like flowers that wilted because it's winter time and like grass that may have been maybe some.
So I have a compost tree. Is what you're saying? My compost couch. My couch is compostable. I have a sustainable couch, a self-sufficient couch.
I don't know what's worse, the fact. Look, I don't know what's worse, the fact that I said you have a vegan couch, or Gabby's trying to explain how your couch became vegan. I don't know.
They both bad. They both are bad.
Look, beautiful people, we about to get up out of here. Hey, it's always a pleasure being with y'all, being with people in the chat, being on the panel. You know, silent majority, much love and respect to y'all. We appreciate all y'all for all y'all do. We here to help y'all with y'all genealogy. Understanding that when it comes to these Seminoles, aka Buffalo Soldiers, aka multiple regiments of Indians in the military, it's important to know which regiment they're in, so you can be able to contact them and find them. I mean, contact the unit and find them and get that information. So hopefully, we were helpful in that. And again, it's all about knowing who you are. So can't nobody tell you who you are not. And also, once you know who you are, you know who your enemies are, you know who your friends are, and now you get the opportunity to look at their actions to determine if they're still your friends or they have turned into your enemies or vice versa. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Bones H. McCoy and let him do what he do, and we'll see you tomorrow rising.
I appreciate it, Cam H. Appreciate it. No sellout, Gabby. Everything that y'all do towards the panel to make the show what it is. All the other members of the Autonomous Assembly. Appreciate the chat, the active ones every day, and the ones that just listening and using the information. And today, out of all days, is special for one thing to me. Because when we can come together and laugh and show that human side of us, it shows that we're coming together in healing. It shows that we're coming together as relatives. That we can take the time out and actually enjoy moments together, the joking, the laughing, as well as dive through this information to find out who we are and accessing these programs to rebuild our communities. So on that note, to all the relatives, let's keep up the good work and keep it moving. Remember, we're doing this for 7 generations. And while we do this, it's okay to enjoy the moment. Are we going to forget what we're doing it for? So everyone, continue to keep having a very, very blissful day. Take some time out to do your genealogy. Know your community. Talk to your neighbors. Help them on some genealogy. Until we link up to the next Rising Show, remember we love you and peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace. Have an awesome day. Teammate, you about to get reparations for sleep.
You just had that last word, don't you?
I was about to say. I thought you already fell asleep.
I thought he did too.
Mute.
Warning, warning, warning. Hard hats, pickaxe, shovels, boots required.